Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Journey into Comics, a podcast about comic books, video games, movies, television, and everything nerd, with your hosts, Nate Phillips, Brandon Stone, and Shuddy Boy.
Lack of faith disturbing.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Journey into Comics. It's your host Nate Phillips with my newly appointed co-host Shuddy. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Dude, I'm great. It's been a busy week. We've been working diligently today to kind of piece this episode together. Here and there, different news is happening, but let's get right down to it. Today, we are joined by two very special guests for the first time. I know in the future it won't be the first time, like we were talking about last night.
Correct.
But now is officially the first time you guys are on the show. So I want to welcome Cody McCraw.
What's up?
And Tim Wright.
Hey.
They are sitting in with us today. We're going to have a lot to do, a lot in store for them. Shuddy, you ready to throw these guys under the bus?
Yeah, man. Go for it.
All right. So what I have here, as we know, is from now on, anytime there's a new guest on the show, we're going to be doing random origins. I'm just going to ask you to give me things.
All right.
Specific words. Well, not specific words. General words. You're going to give me the specifics. And then I'm going to write them down, and then I'm going to tell you how to read this, and then you're going to read it. And that's your random origin, and that's how you become a part of this show.
Good deal.
Welcome to the fucking family. All right, Cody, so we'll start with you. I need a career.
Writer.
Okay. I need a noun.
Car.
Okay. I need another noun.
Plate.
Okay. I need another noun. Lots of nouns.
Yeah, clearly. Shit. Stick. Or shit stick, if you want to get creative.
Shit stick. Another noun.
All right, all the nouns in the world. Fuck.
Fuck is a noun, okay.
Yeah.
One more noun.
One more fucking noun.
I'm sorry, this is just the origin I pulled
It's
for you.
the noun one. All right, yeah. Let's go with dinosaur.
Dinosaur. It's a dinosaur. A verb.
A verb. Cut.
Cut. Okay. Noun.
Eagle.
Eagle. I need another noun.
Tree.
I need the name of a female. Any female name.
All right. Jessica.
And finally, one last noun.
One last noun. All right. Blade.
Interesting. Okay. So, Cody, here's how it's going to work.
All right.
Starting with the first blank, you're going to go down the list. First blank, or first blank, second blank, so on and so forth.
Yep.
This one, 3, is these two blanks together. It's just one long thing, okay?
Okay.
So, if you have any trouble, start over, and then we're going to work on Tim's. Let's see how funny this gets.
All right. Here we go. Writer and car expert Dr. Cody McCraw decided to become a superhero after discovering a chemical substance, McCraw plate, that would allow the user to alter his shit stick. All right. Armed with a fuck that could control dinosaur, Cody would cut to the size of an eagle to become the mystery-solving tree man. He soon shared his discovery with his girlfriend Jessica, his crime-fighting partner known as the Blade.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. You know what? That actually really works. Tree Man, I'm a writer. I used paper, so it kind of goes part and parcel there.
Awesome.
It works.
That was the Ant-Man origin.
Yeah, oh,
You
yeah.
do not want to piss off your partner, Blade, if you're a tree.
This is true. And you know what? The name Jessica popped in there because we have a mutual friend, Jess, and it's fitting that she's Blade because she's actually a hairstylist, and she could fuck you up with a pair of scissors, so
I bet.
it's fitting.
Shuddy, was that acceptable?
Yes, it was.
He did well, right?
He did very well.
All right, Tim, you're up next. Yours is a little more difficult. Like I said, there's a few repeats, so I didn't know how to like put a repeat in here, so it's just kind of whatever. But here we go.
Bring it.
I need a noun.
Human.
Right away, you fucking win. Oh, that's awesome. I need another noun.
Dog.
Okay. I need a verb.
Masturbating.
Okay, masturbating. I need a name.
Nate.
Ooh.
All right, you're masturbating, Nate. Yes, excellent. Number.
13.
Okay. A crime.
He's thinking really hard
He's
on this one.
stumped. He's like, crime. Oh, shit.
Armed robbery.
Okay.
All right. You don't see many of those nowadays.
I just wrote armed robberies. Okay, armed robberies. We'll repeat the name Nate again. I need a new noun.
Box.
Okay, I need another noun.
Cabinet.
Cabinet. Oh, fuck me.
Can you not spell cabinet, Nate?
No, I was looking ahead and okay, let me into 9 unknown to here. So unto that's me. It's Nate repeated again. Okay. Then I will use shit, where is it? Who's lost? Okay, box is used twice. And then we'll close out with a verb.
Shitting.
Okay. So, same thing as Cody. You'll go all the way through. I've written them all down, so the repeats are pretty obvious. You'll just read your story filling in the blanks. And, here we go.
There we go. Tim Wright is a human and a dog. He is a deeply masturbating individual with a dark past. He was then captured and sent to Nate Island Prison
Oh, shit.
for 13 armed robberies, where he shared a cell with Nate, who had lost the box that transformed him into the supervillain Cabinet. Unknown to Nate, box.
The box. Sorry.
Okay. Unknown to Nate, the box left its offspring in the cell. The new box then bonded with Tim, transforming him into shitting. Nice.
Welcome, Tree Man, and shitting. No, you keep that. That's a momentum for
hell
the
yeah.
show.
You framed that. You put that on your refrigerator.
Yeah, so welcome to the family. I fucked that up. It was, the island should have been a different name. And I got a little hasty. I was last minute writing that at work. Like,
Nate
oh,
Island, yeah. Nate Island with his cellmate Nate. A lot of Nates going on
Yeah,
there.
I guess it was,
Nateception.
Nateception, yeah, Nate-centric. Alright, so, yeah, hey, welcome. Shuddy, was that also acceptable? You thought that was good?
Yes, I did.
Fuck yeah. Alright, man, let's... I sent you an article, Shuddy. Let's talk about this for a minute. What's up with Stan Lee apparently being a complete cunt?
No, I don't believe it.
Me neither. I absolutely do not believe this story at all. For those of you who don't know, apparently there's this lawsuit that's been filed against Stan Lee, one of his former, what do you call that, assistants?
Bitch boy.
Yeah, Bitch Boy
Lackey.
has said that Stan Lee is not a nice guy. He's berated him multiple times. Do you have that article up?
Yes, I do.
Throw me some of the quotes that this guy said Stan Lee said, because they're just insane.
Okay, well, he was initially hired to set up and manage Stan Lee's booth at Kamikaze in November. And he set up the booth, and when Stan Lee saw it for the first time, he said that he did a shitty job, and the booth looked fucking embarrassing. He also says that he showed up at the house to drop off mail as was requested, and Stan Lee told him to get the fuck out and never ring my damn doorbell again. Stan Lee's daughter apparently called him a retarded asshole. And Stan Lee was supposed to meet Manny Pacquiao before the fight in Vegas in May, and Pacquiao didn't show up, and Lee told the assistant that he was a fucking idiot and that he wasted his time. Now everyone at the office thinks you're a fucking asshole.
Wow.
What do you guys think? Do you think there's any levity and truth to this? I mean, Stan Lee, he's got billions of dollars. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, he's the cornerstone of Marvel.
Yeah.
Do you think behind closed doors, not to his fans, he's a complete prick?
I don't say it's impossible that he's, a complete prick like that, people like that, but I don't see him being quite that abusive to somebody,
I just think the assistant's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I think it's
Right?
probably much more likely that the assistant is a fucking moron.
Trying to win some Stan Lee money before Stan goes.
Right.
Oh, I'll file this lawsuit. And they're like, and at this point, I mean, honestly, it's literally his word against Stan Lee's.
Yeah.
So that's going to get thrown out in court. I don't see this
Absolutely.
going anywhere. And plus, come on, Stan Lee could just be like, shut the fuck up. Here's $1 million. I paid you off. Get away from me.
And that's probably what he's going for.
Exactly.
Stan Lee, creator of Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel, recently purchased by Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So this weekend, D23 is happening. We'll start with Tim. We'll work our way to Cody. We'll go Shuddy, and then me. If there is any one thing that comes out of D23 this year, what do you hope? Whether it be a movie trailer, an announcement for a film, an announcement for a game, anything you can think of. Tim, what would you like to see come out of D23 the most?
I don't think we can have enough Star Wars.
Okay, I can totally gel with that. Cody?
Yeah, I'm in the same exact boat with that. Me in particular, though, this is to kind of bring it narrower down to a narrower field. Anything regarding Boba Fett, because I know they're saying they were going to do the Solo movie with him, his origin, his story, that kind of stuff. So anything regarding Boba Fett would be right up my alley.
You look right in front of you, the whole Boba Fett wall.
Exactly.
I mean, that's awesome. Shuddy, what about
He is
you?
the most overrated supporting character in movie history.
Fair enough, but
I do not understand why so many people jock Boba Fett.
I just think he looks badass. I don't give
He
a fuck
does.
about
For
the
like 2
character.
minutes and he gets eaten by a fucking sandworm.
No, he escapes. He escapes.
And he's in the movies a little bit longer than 2 minutes. I mean, he's in Empire Strikes Back for, a good 10 minutes of the movie when they're in Bespin. And then he's in Return of the Jedi for all of 10 minutes probably. So he's got 20 minutes of screen time.
Still.
You underestimated him by 10 times. So, Shuddy, what about you, man? What are you looking forward to, or hoping for, I guess, rather?
I mean, I'm looking forward to a Star Wars trailer. Every teaser, everything they posted, that video from Comic-Con. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I like the movies, but I'm excited to see what this new one is going to look like, because everything I've seen so far has been really, really awesome.
See, and I think I'm the motherfucker over here that's like, can we just please have the fucking first trailer for Captain America Civil War? I mean, allegedly, someone on Reddit posted a description of what's supposed to be played at D23 for the initial trailer for Civil War, and it sounds totally badass. I just don't know if it's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but here's the truth. We're only a few months away, and we're going to get to finally see it.
Yeah.
We've seen no official footage from Civil War. We've only seen a few set pictures, I'm chomping at the bit. I want to know what Parker looks like as Spider-Man. I want to know officially what Black Panther looks like. We got a little teaser picture of that this week, which could have been a stunt dude and not necessarily the actual Black Panther suit. Hey, I guess we can cross that one off the list. We'll talk about that now for a minute. Has everybody seen the picture of the Black Panther suit in its infancy? You looked and saw it online?
Yeah.
Shuddy, what are your thoughts?
It looks really raw.
It does. I mean, it's
You're not
definitely
wrong.
rough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just looking forward to whatever comes out of D23. Disney's just got, I mean, they're fucking, what's next? They're going to buy DC out? I mean,
They
Warner
have them.
Brothers would never let that happen.
well, clearly, but
Disney has the money, man.
I mean, they do.
They could just buy anybody if they really, really wanted to.
Do you think Disney will just become Monopoly? They will just turn their name from Disney to Monopoly?
There you go, right?
And they just own all of nerddom? Like, oh, you want fucking Mickey Mouse, bitch? You got it. You want Captain America? You got it. You want Boba Fett? You fucking got it, you know?
There you go.
So, I just, yeah, it's, honestly though, I expect, I know that there were a couple posters posted, they're at the expo, but people have posted pictures of, oh wow, Incredibles 2. Ami, shut the front door, cat. Incredibles 2, they have a poster for, Toy Story 4,
Yep.
and, what's that movie? Cars 3. Hey! Get
The
out
cat
of
is
here.
going insane.
She is, too. I'm going to have to tell her to leave politely. Hold on, we're going to... There, she's gone
She's
now.
gone now. There you go, right?
Fucking startled her.
That's all that.
Oh, cool.
Shuddy's clock.
I love that clock. That means it's officially 9 o'clock. Or 10 o'clock your time, huh? It's 10,
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
As heard on the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm just, you know...
I didn't even know D23 was a thing until today.
Really?
Between you and the Instagram posts by Seek.
Oh, yeah, he posted some badass stuff from D23 limited edition, what have yous of Star Wars and whatnot. Man, I can't wait to get Seek back on, which, again, that next time we'll probably have him as Watchman, unless he gets to come on sooner, which would be cool. Shuddy, when are you going to do a Shuddy cast? Just you and Seek, or just you and someone you know, huh?
I don't know.
That should happen, man.
Okay.
That way you get total free reign to do whatever the fuck it is you want to do. 100%. Unfiltered. If you want to just
More
be...
power than I've ever had.
I know. All that power could go to your dome, man.
As the
And it
number
could be
one,
really difficult to work with.
as the number
You
one
really
fan,
want to open that Pandora's box.
Yes.
As the OG fan of Journey into Comics, I would definitely welcome a Shuddy cast.
See, that's what's up, man. The fans want you.
I'm down for that as well, man. Let's second that vote.
So
Who doesn't want me?
that's true. Jessica Alba.
No, I've had to turn her away a few times.
Why would you turn that away? Oh my god. I mean, if she showed up naked at your doorstep, you really would turn that away? I don't think
She
so.
could probably be wearing a garbage bag and she wouldn't get turned away.
She could be in literal fucking garbage, and you'd be like, let's go right now.
In a dumpster, right?
All
Yeah.
right. Well, here's an interesting thing, and this is going to be really fucking fun. We get to make Cody be silent for a few minutes, because he's actually going to be the only one on this podcast who's not seen the Arrow or Flash.
Not my own fault, though.
I know.
Motherfucker, I got a
know.
job
no,
and responsibilities.
So do I.
True. Just become sleep deprived, homie.
And isn't Arrow on Netflix?
The first 2 seasons, yeah, and then I'm
And
hoping.
I know Cody has access to Netflix.
I do, and you know what? Thank you for that. Seriously, man, I really do appreciate that.
So-
Still,
You're welcome.
dude, I just
So he
haven't
really
had.
has no excuse.
Dude, I just haven't had fucking time, man. As Nate could probably tell you, I am not one to stay up to all hours of the night watching fucking Netflix and shit. I'm an old man and trapped in a 23-year-old body. I go to
I'll
bed
bet
really fucking
you
young.
could have gotten through at least one episode of Arrow in all the time you've taken those selfies of your abs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh fuck! I was just getting ready to say, out of all the people that have been on Journey into Comics, I want to say the only person with a legit superhero body is Cody. Like, you're the one, man.
There we go.
I mean, we just got to get you the fucking suit.
They do call me Captain America at work, so...
Well, that's unfortunate.
Is it?
Yeah. I think you could do much better than Steve Rogers, but...
Hey, man, Steve Rogers fucking kicks ass, man.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of what we were actually going to start talking about with Arrow. And you can totally chime in if you want, if you have any knowledge about these characters, whatnot.
Yeah.
But we finally know that Matt Ryan and his character Constantine, they're not dead forever. Arrow has brought him into the fold, and I'm pumped. Shuddy, what do you think they're going to do with him? What do you think the purpose of his arrival in the Arrow and the Flashverse will be?
Well, I think it's going to help bring more metahumans into the Arrow universe. Because other than, Deathstroke, he hasn't really dealt with a lot of actual supervillains with superpowers, other than with the crossovers with the Flash. And I think bringing Matt Ryan and Constantine will bring a more supernatural aspect to it. And hopefully it becomes a regular thing and they bring the Spectre character with it, like they were building up in Constantine.
Yeah, Dr. Fate. There's so many avenues they could take with Constantine. Maybe we get Swamp Thing, would you say?
Well, they had been talking about Swamp Thing for season 2 of Constantine.
Yeah, and I know that today Greg Berlanti said, I know right now we only said that Constantine will be an Arrow this season, but that doesn't mean he won't also end up in the Flash, which that's super exciting. I'm wondering if the supernatural aspect is going to be, because from what I understand, the Legends of Tomorrow trailer was all shot footage just for the trailer. It had nothing to do with what's actually going to be in the show necessarily. So could they introduce the revival of Sarah Lance with Constantine instead of having to use the Lazarus Pit? That's because that's the obvious way to go. You're going to take her to the Lazarus Pit, blah, 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 Malcolm Merlin, blah, 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 she's back to life because Nissa's going to kill him. Do you think Constantine just steps in and is like, oh, I can do this, here, boom, she's alive?
No. I don't think so, because he always seems so leery of doing big stuff like that.
True. That is very true. Tim,
and he's very self-serving. He wouldn't do something like that unless it did something for him.
Well, what if he gets her at the end? He did bring
her
back to life.
She has a funny mouth. He can do so much better than her.
No, that's Laurel Lance that has the funny mouth.
No, Sarah has the funny mouth.
Tim, what do you think? Constantine, showing up Arrow. Purpose?
I'm not really all that familiar with Constantine. Didn't watch the show. I'm excited that they found a way to keep it going. Maybe introduce me to this character. I don't know.
Okay, well that's fine.
You should find a way to watch the show, because how it didn't get renewed for a second season is beyond me. I thought it was fantastic.
I'll put the series on Dropbox. Tim also has access to Dropbox, like all of the OG people that are a part of this show. Shuddy knows what's up, don't you?
I do. Even though I accidentally uploaded all the photos from my iPhone to the Dropbox.
Luckily, I didn't see any Shuddy cock. I got up one day, and I'm just like, half asleep, and I just was like, Brandon told me, he's like, dude, I sent you something on Dropbox to play for the show. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm going to find it, and instead of going to files, for some reason I hit photos, and I'm like, who's this fucking girl? Who the fuck are these people? Oh, wait, that's Shuddy's face. Oh, I know what he did. Oops. Okay. So I was like, hey, man, I don't know if you know this, but, oops. So, yeah. Anyways, keeping with the theme of Arrow, let's talk about what's up with Stephen Amell, transcending and trying to become a wrestler now. I don't get that,
Yeah, I don't understand how that happened and how the CW is okay with this. I know wrestling isn't... It's all choreographed for the most part. But it's still very physical, and people still do get hurt.
Absolutely, and shit...
And it's not like they finished filming the new season.
No, and that's the funny part. I was actually just getting ready to bring up is... yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. It was either... I'm wanting to say it was Wednesday, though. Stephen Amell was working out getting prepared for this match and stuff in a little bonus workout to make sure he's, super fit and whatnot. Obviously, it's helping his physique for Arrow as well. And he went a little too hard and popped himself in the jaw so bad he bit through his tongue on either side.
Ooh.
And fucked his jaw up and everything. So he went on. Facebook has something that's like Periscope now, where you can live video feed.
Yeah.
Okay? And he was on there talking. He couldn't talk very well. It was hilarious. He was was that slack-jawed or jabberjaw? I can't think of what it's fucking called.
Mushmouth kind of thing.
Mushmouth, thank you. That's the word I was fucking looking for. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why Stephen Amell would... I get it. I mean, he's a legitimate huge wrestling fan, and that's like a dream of his. I get that the popularity of Arrow is playing into the ability for him to literally do whatever it is that he fucking wants to do. I mean, for Christ's sakes, he's Casey Jones now, But I just don't think... Even if he's as talented as can be, he's not a wrestler. He's not trained to be a wrestler. And every time I've ever seen a celebrity in a wrestling match, it always ends very fucking poorly. Let's look at Jay Leno and fucking Karl Malone in the WCW days,
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman, for Christ's sakes.
There you go.
I mean, that was just awful. It's like, come on, man. If he does great, though, and shuts people up, that's a whole different ball game,
Yeah.
But anyways, we're all talking about Arrow and the Flash right now, so you're just so lost. I feel so sorry for you.
It's all right. I'll catch up. Don't you worry.
He did it to himself.
He really did.
I did. All right. Fair enough.
All right, bro. I need you to fill some of our listeners in on this character, Dr. Light. Now, I know about Dr. Light, and I know one thing about the original Dr. Light. Arthur, I can't think of his last name. But they are bringing Dr. Light into the Flash Arrowverse.
Yes.
The female version. Because the male version, the original Dr. Light, which, again, Arthur something, it escapes me, ended up being a racist a rapist in Infinite Crisis. That was the difference between Bill Cosby and Hulk Hogan in 1 second, I totally fucked that up. So, yeah, Dr. Light. What's about Dr. Light, Shuddy? Give us some light.
She's a doctor.
Bingo.
She gets in an accident in an experiment, of course, and comes out with the ability to control light.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Do you think she's gonna...
I don't really know the character all that well.
Okay. Do you think that they're gonna use her as the good Dr. Light or the evil Dr. Light?
Well, the female version is the good Dr. Light.
Correct, like a member of the Justice League or Justice Society of America, one of the two. I don't quite remember. I didn't do my research on this character as well as I should, but Dr. Light coming to Arrow in the Flash, as is Hawkman, mentioned that last week on last week's show. Shuddy, I don't get... Man, and you're going to have to give me a theory that makes sense, because I'm kind of lost on these characters. Why would you have Hawkman and Hawkgirl in the same universe when they have essentially the same power?
Because the Hawkman and Hawkgirl they're going for are Egyptian gods who have been mates for eternity.
Okay. Awesome.
Whereas, so there's Hawkman and Hawkgirl are bonded together, basically.
So you can't kill one or the other.
Well, they're like peanut butter and jelly is what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
They've mated for life.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
So it makes sense. It would be a little odd to have one without the other.
He's going to be there looking for his woman.
Now, you know what I have stuck in my fucking head? The fucking Married with Children theme. You can't have one without the other, Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about Arrow and Flash, even though I'm so excited.
And they start up relatively soon.
Yeah, October 6th and 7th, I do believe.
Yeah.
So we're only...
Less than 2 months.
Less than 2 months out. That's crazy. I feel like just a few weeks ago we were recording the Flash finale episode, me, you, and Seek.
Yeah.
And now it's like, here we are, back to the next season. Yes, already. I'm so excited. Anyways.
You're not going to mention Wally West and Jay Garrick?
I talked about that last week. I don't want to brush over it, but I am excited for more speedsters on the Flash. I'm excited for Professor Zoom to show up. My theory is Eddie will be, well, the face of Eddie will be Professor Zoom, possibly. And again, they won't reveal that right away. It'll be along with standing man in the yellow suit. You don't quite know who it is until you finally know who it is. And man, that first season of The Flash was so good. We could just literally go back and talk for days on that show. Cody, you should watch that show.
I'm going to.
Okay, good. I gave you the eyes again.
You keep giving me the fucking eyes.
Can't help it.
Listen,
Sexy
you
beast.
keep sending me these signals. I'm eventually going to take advantage of it one of these days, all right?
Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I haven't read it yet. Shuddy, did you read Batman 43?
I did.
Okay, so I'm going to let you fill me in with more details than what I read initially, because I read a spoiler report about what we're getting ready to talk about. Now, one thing I can say that's not really a spoiler, we do get introduced in this book to a new character, Mr. Bloom, correct?
Yes, we do.
Okay, tell us a little bit about this guy.
Well, he's giving out these seeds, like plant seeds, to gang members that give them superpowers.
Okay.
And, I mean, that's pretty much the extent of it. And you find out in Batman 43 that he's not selling them to them, he's just giving them away.
So is that like his superpower is to give away these seeds?
They really don't explain it. He shows up at the very end of the book, literally in, like, the last 3 pages. You actually see him.
And then I saw a picture of what I think was the final panel of this book. Is this for real? Do we really actually have like a very major character death in the Batman verse?
Well, he gets run through the belly. He doesn't say that he actually dies.
Okay, so it's kind of you're left on the cliffhanger of maybe this gentleman is dead. We're going to spoil it, folks, just giving you like fair warning. I'm literally prolonging it, so if you don't want to listen right now, fast forward like 2 minutes. So, for you guys, unfortunately, you have to know this spoiler, but you guys probably aren't reading the book anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. Penguin takes a giant fucking sword through the gut. And, Bloom looks like he's a serious villain. Like, this is what I'm going to say is Snyder's, Hush character, essentially. You know, he's very, very going right for the throat right at the very beginning of his appearance. You know, he's not playing around. He's fucking people up, and it's time to go.
Taking out a big player day one.
The reason he gets run through is because one of Penguin's henchmen shoots him in the head.
Shoots Bloom in the head?
Yeah.
How does he not die?
They show him laying on the ground in a puddle of blood, and then they all get run through.
Wow.
And you see this guy standing up. That's why he's... In the last panel that you saw, he's dripping blood from his head.
Oh, okay, that makes...
But he literally took a bullet point blank to the forehead.
Wow.
So this guy is for real.
Yeah.
And I guess there's some stuff with Alfred and Superman?
Yep. Alfred shows Superman that Bruce Wayne is indeed alive, and then explains to him that the something that with the Dionysium that Joker was messing around with in the last story arc resurrected Bruce Wayne from the dead, but he doesn't have any of his memories, and he's a completely new person, and doesn't remember his parents dying or anything like that. And Alfred explains that he told him all of this, and he understands and knows that Alfred wasn't fucking with him. But he doesn't feel any of the pain, and he's off doing his own thing.
And he's still Batman, right?
No.
No, it's Gordon.
He has no recollection of any of that. Alfred didn't even tell him that yet.
Oh, wow.
Because Bruce Wayne stopped him and said, I don't need to know anymore. That's not who I am. That's not who I'm going to be. And Superman's like, we have to tell him. He is Batman. And Alfred's like, no. He doesn't remember anything, doesn't remember his training. Getting him to be Batman is like signing a death sentence for him because he's not prepared.
At all, yeah. He doesn't have any of his training or anything.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so he's off in the Narrows running a youth center and just being Bruce Wayne.
Wow. Totally disassociated. So Gordon's running around as Batman, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the giant bunny suit?
He does, but he's trying not to use it because everything he does is monitored by the police and Powers Industry.
Okay, because, man, let me tell you what, when the first picture popped up of the cover for Batman 41, and this is like one of the sound bites for the show, Batman is not a goddamn robot with rabbit ears, and that's what he looks like. So I was very worried, and then I saw that they were like, no, that's not the actual bat suit, that's just something he's wearing.
Yeah, it's like his in the field armor. He has an actual suit that looks more like a normal bat suit he wears under it that interfaces with it. It's kind of like how that Tony Stark had that suit under his Iron Man costume for a little while.
Okay, I got you, yeah.
But Gordon actually goes to Bruce Wayne at the youth center at the beginning of the book, trying to get him to help him.
And he has no idea.
And he's like, I don't know, I'm not Batman, I don't know anything about Batman.
Wow.
I don't know what you want me to do. And Gordon's like, I know that most of this tech is Wayne tech that Powers acquired after they bought out Wayne Industries. I need your help. And he just left something with a seed with Batman and left. Not with Batman, with Bruce Wayne.
Same
It's
guy.
very hard not to associate the two.
Absolutely. Now, I want to ask you this, and it's going to actually, I'm going to try to help you, I'm going to try to help, or I want you to try to help me, my fucking words fumbling over myself. I want you to try to help me sell to Cody, to Tim, and any of the listeners that aren't reading this Batman from the New 52 to now, why that they should be reading it. I mean, to me, Scott Snyder's writing is just fucking a level above everyone else in comics right now.
Yeah, I mean, everything he's written recently that I've read has been phenomenal. I really liked American Vampire when I read it. His run on Batman has been phenomenal. The book that he did, The Wake, was amazing.
Oh, Cody's read The Wake.
Yes, I have.
He was like, "Oh fuck yeah, I got."
Yeah,
that
and
one.
I've actually read some of his Batman as well. Some
Oh.
of the first runs that he did with New 52.
Court of Owls.
Yeah, exactly. That
Fuck
book
yeah.
alone fucking rules, dude.
Yeah, Court of Owls was phenomenal. I really liked Batman Eternal. I wish it wasn't a year long.
Yeah. Oh, it's so slow.
Only for that reason. But yeah, he's just been.
And then obviously Greg Capullo's art's just awesome.
Yes.
He's just an awesome artist. He's a nice guy.
And the good thing about his art is, even though it looks similar, he does change it up a little bit every now and then.
Yeah.
But I think he draws a great Batman.
I love all of his so far. I would say all of his character designs have been pretty spot on to what a new retelling of Batman would be.
I wasn't a big fan of the purple
The purple.
in Zero Year.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I agree with that. I do agree with that. I forgot about the shitty purple on the bat suit.
But other than that, yeah, I haven't. I like his Riddler. Like I think just the two of them combined have made this one of the best books of the New 52.
Well, like I had been telling people, I was done collecting Batman. I was going to just stop reading it, and then with all these rumblings of Mr. Bloom, I was like, nope, changed my mind. I'm just going to keep going. Might as well not stop now. You know, it's getting awesome. I mean, it didn't get slow. It never got slow. I think when they did Convergence, it kind of turned me off to even wanting to like touch any DC book.
Oh, Convergence was such a crock of shit.
Thank you.
And they got so much of my money.
Yeah. Are you going to... Speaking of your money, because you're the guy that, for the listeners who don't know, you're pretty on when it comes to collecting variant covers. I mean, you've got all the Bombshell covers that came out for DC. You've got all the...
And they're releasing more this month, and I've gotten most of those so far.
You've got... Did you end up getting all the movie posters?
I still have to obtain the Action Comics one.
Was that Action Comics Bill and Ted?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have that one yet either. And then you have the 3D covers from the Villains Month.
And Heroes Month. Yeah.
And then now my question is, because I know you, and I know you are in some ways a fan of hip-hop, are you going for the Marvel hip-hop variants?
Probably.
Right? They kind of look fucking cool.
Especially that Howard the Duck one.
Absolutely.
The ODB cover?
Yes,
There's
absolutely.
absolutely no way that I cannot have at least that one.
I'll have to show Cody and Tim that once we go off air.
For sure.
The thing is, I read a lot more DC books than I do Marvel books. So adding a few extra books a month to my pull for the different variants is a lot different than with Marvel, because Marvel I really get Guardians of the Galaxy, Daredevil, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And that's really it for me, Marvel. I'll pick up a few extra titles here and there every now and then, but after Convergence, Marvel wasn't getting my money for Secret Wars. I just couldn't do it again, because I own every single solitary issue of Convergence.
God damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I own all the side stories, Incompletion, and Convergence in its entirety.
How many books would you say that is?
Too fucking many. Too fucking many for absolutely no payoff.
That blows. Except for they can now write any character they want from any time frame, right?
Yeah, that was the idea, is just to bring them back so they could do stories that are outside of the New 52 with other characters.
Awesome. Hoping to see, Kid Flashback. Fingers crossed. So I sent you this other thing, and this one was, I didn't plan on covering this on this week's show, but then when I saw the headline, I was like, welp, fuck, it looks like we're going to have to talk about this, because it's just too goddamn interesting to not mention the Bromley Batman.
I don't think he deserves that name from the descriptions I've read.
Yeah, when I read it too, I was like, okay. I mean, I know that they initially called him the Shadow.
Yeah, and he wants to be called the Bromley Batman, but he's not dressed like Batman.
No. Speaking of which, there's a documentary, I don't know if this is still on Netflix or not, called Legend of the Dark Knight, which is a bunch of people who are fans of Batman and Rand and what have you, and there is a couple people who dress up like Batman and fight crime.
Really?
In the world, yeah, it's crazy. But the Bromley Batman was not involved in this, so this guy's newer. But I'll just read this article real quick. It says, "Criminals beware, the Bromley Batman is casting his shadow across the streets of Cornwall. The British street vigilante first made headlines earlier this summer when mugging victims across Bromley reported that they had been saved by a man dressed in black. He's thwarted multiple crimes. They said John Salter told the Mirror that a man with a mask and bandana prevented an attempted mugging on him and his girlfriend. After the vigilante saved Salter, he said, 'Don't thank me, I'm the Bromley Batman.' He apparently no longer wants to be called the Shadow, as previously reported. So real-life vigilantes, what's up? Thoughts, Tim?
It's pretty stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you're risking a lot trying to be a real-life superhero.
You really are.
I mean, he's just a dude in, like, black clothing and a bandana.
But you know what, though? To be fair, if you're going to try the Vigilante Act, England's a good place to do it, because their crime rate, from what we've all seen at least, is nowhere near what it is in the U.S. I mean, you can probably get away with it there.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of gun violence.
Exactly.
When you don't have to worry about getting shot, it's a little bit easier to be brave.
Right.
Do you think that I'm finger quoting here, the Bromley Batman has like an identity crisis, and sometimes he'll like reference other superheroes? So like, he's going to save somebody and he's like, "Shut up, crime," from Super, and then he hits people with a wrench and he's like, "Shit, that didn't work out like I hoped. I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, now maybe I'll be Bromley Spider-Man." And then he's like, "No, that was weird. I don't want to do that." So then he settled on Batman just because it was like, I don't have to use weapons. I can just punch people in the dome.
Right.
I admire someone who's trying to help other people. I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't think you have to be dressed up all crazy to do it. Just beat some fucking ass and move on,
Yeah, or just be a good guy. That too. I mean,
yeah.
Be proactive in your community. Don't be a weirdo hiding around the shadows and alleyways and shit and sneak up on people,
Yeah, it'd be fucking funny if later we all found out that, like, every person that's reported him helping them, it's all been staged.
Right.
Like, to seem like he's this good super guy.
Yeah.
But it's just his friends, and he's like, okay, you're going to try to mug these people, and they're going to report it that I saved you. And then it's just...
Well, here's my question. What happens when this dude gets the shit kicked out of him by some criminal?
Or killed.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Or killed.
Well, you know what'll happen? the world will know who the Bromley Batman is.
Yeah.
He will be unmasked
There you go.
for the
inevitable.
world to see. Huh?
I said it's inevitable.
It is
He's
inevitable.
going to run into some shit he's not going to be able to handle. He's going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
That would man, that would be sad. Oh, the Bromley Batman's dead.
Too bad.
Too bad.
We hardly
Okay.
knew you.
So I'm going to lob the volleyball over to Mr. Miller over here, and he is going to tell us about a comic that just ended, had its final issue, correct?
Yeah, a couple of 2 or 3 weeks ago.
All right, well, we can...
Sadly.
I mean, we got to cover it. It is comic book news.
It is. One of the best comics I've ever read. And I always recommend it to somebody who wants to read comics but doesn't want superhero books. And that's Fables by Bill Willingham. I've been hooked on it since the moment I read it for the first time, and I've read all of it, all 150 issues, the side stories. The only thing I haven't read is the comic based on the game called A Wolf Among Us, but I own the game. So,
Oh.
but it basically what it is it follows fairy tale characters like Snow White, the Big Bad Wolf, King Cole, Little Boy Blue, and they all live in New York City. They escaped their homelands from an evil emperor who, way into the story, you find out is Geppetto.
Fuck yeah.
And it's a great story. It was 150 issues and a bunch of side stories. Cinderella was involved. But it's a good, fun read. It's 10:30, everybody.
Hey, that's cool. Since I'm such a big fan of people that can collect runs, do you have the entire run of Fables?
I started reading Fables because I found it in a torrent when you could still access torrent sites.
Dude, kat.cr. That's Kick-Ass Torrent's website. cat. What'd I just say?
.cr.
CR, I think.
Yeah, CR.
Yeah, I'll double check that and send it to you if I don't fucking forget, as always.
So, I got the first 30 or 40 issues from there, but I've been collecting since about issue 40.
And then have you
And I
tried
have
to go
every
back?
issue. I haven't, mostly because I'm afraid to see what they're going for.
Man, you gotta jump in that water. I did with Walking Dead. Fucking when I started collecting Walking Dead, it was at issue 106, and I have all but 2. So you just gotta go for it, especially if it's something that you really enjoy, man. But
So you have issue 1?
no, I need issues 1 and 2, and then I have the entire run. 3 to current, man.
So let's see. Yeah, it's not that bad. Number 2 goes for about $28.
All right. Hell yeah, that's not terrible at all.
No.
That's not like what was it, Invincible? That's number 1 and number 2 is like a shit ton of money. You've also got, what's the other book that's Image that has an expensive ass? Oh, Chew has an expensive number 1. It's like 600 bones.
A lot of the Image number 1s are very expensive.
Thief of
because
Thieves.
They're always such low print runs on the first few issues.
That's why I'm glad I have my Sons of the Devil number 1.
That's why I told people to get it.
Absolutely. That was a cheap plug for Seek, by the way. Cody's looking at me like, what? Sons
No,
of the Devil?
no, I know.
Oh, you know? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
Oh, yeah, shit, you... Duh.
Come on, dude. Come on,
ignore me. I think I'm steak drunk.
Are you?
The food's hit me, I'm just like melting into the floor. So, Fables ended. Were you satisfied with the end of the book?
Yeah, yes and no.
Uh-oh.
I like how they ended it. I do. But the way most of the issue was, because they put it out in... It's not technically one issue. It's about 7. They put it out in trade paperback format as a number 150.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a lot of story. And it ties up a lot by going well into the future and showing you what characters are doing in the future. So there's a big gap between where the story actually ends and the last story you see from all the characters. So it's cool, but I wouldn't mind knowing what the hell, reading 100 more issues of what happened in between.
All right, well, we're sticking with Image, so I'm gonna shortly tangent just for a quick couple questions. Me and you don't get to like really super nerd down on comics as much as I'd like, so any chance I get to ask you things like this, I want to make sure I get to. You read Walking Dead 145?
Not yet.
Okay, all I'm going to say is I was totally underwhelmed, but I think that with all the absolute crazy shit that's been happening in that book, this was a nice palate cleanser to kind of slow things down.
Yeah, when you told me it was a little slow, that's what I was thinking, that the way the last couple of issues have gone, you almost kind of need a down issue before something insane happens again, because you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Either this crazy crew of people is going to do something, or you have to remember in the back of your head that Negan is still around.
See, and my theory on Negan is, what if Rick goes, I can't beat Alpha. I just can't. But you can. You're crazy enough to stop her. And then Negan goes, okay, fine, I'll go meet this dumb bitch or cunt or whatever he calls her. And then he goes and then falls in love with her. And then those two are like, oh, we should just go kill Rick Grimes. I mean, you wouldn't see that coming. You know, love story with Negan, I don't know. But
so there's a lot of potential that it could get very bad very quickly.
Absolutely. Then my other question, sticking
and
with...
we're getting to we're getting towards issue 150, and with how everything goes on a big issue number like that, I can't imagine what it's building up to.
You know, interesting that you say that. This is something that I've always wanted to have a conversation. I feel like issue 150 for, like, old Marvel books was never a good issue. Like, 150 Amazing Spider-Man, boring. 150 of Avengers, boring. You know, 150 of X-Men was, like, right when they went from really, really ramped up and awesome to really boring. I mean, they were just on the tail end of telling the Phoenix and Dark Phoenix storyline when they got to 150, and it was like they had ran out of ideas at that point. You know, and then it didn't pick back up again until you had, like, the first appearance of Mr. Sinister in 221. So I'm hoping Kirkman can break what I call the 150 curse, where books in 150s are usually not that great. I mean, just my opinion.
Yeah, but with how good issue 100 was...
Well, obviously, for very obvious reasons. But last Image question I'm going to throw at you. Do you read Chew?
No.
Dude, I will not stress it to you enough that I guarantee you will love that book. I can probably Dropbox or send you however the fuck ever we want to do it, the first, like, 36 issues, and it's on issue 50 right now, so...
okay.
But then here's the crazy thing. Chew is only going to issue 60. It's only a 60-issue series. So it'll wrap up next year, I'm thinking.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because I think now they went from monthly to bi-monthly because they're just trying to stretch it and finish off telling their story. Rob Guillory and John Layman kicking ass. I think Layman for a short time was writing Detective Comics there. But we'll move on here. This is going to be a nice long little conversation the four of us can have and really interact. And this is a new segment for the show. So we're going to call this the final question of the week. So from now on Journey into Comics, as long as it's at least two of the hosts, I don't want to necessarily make it some sort of bullshit rule where if it's just me or just Shuddy or just Brando, they have to do this. But we're going to have the final question of the week. Now the point of this is, it's a discussion for the people on the show, but what I really want to see happen is people who aren't a part of the show, who listen to the show, I want you guys to send your thoughts and answers and what you would say on this topic. So I'm going to throw this out here. We will start with... we'll go with Cody first, but this question's for everybody, so you guys will all have your chance to think a little bit longer, but I want to see, Cody, your quick thinking. So
all right.
Let's bring it. Okay, so I have it written down, so I got to pull it up because I want to make sure I say it absolutely correct. I planned on doing this, and then I set my phone down because I didn't want to get sucked in. Do you ever do that, guys, where you like accidentally go to do something and you happen to pop on like Facebook or Twitter or something,
Yes.
and it's like 2 hours later you're just scrolling and you're like, why am I still on this? Oh, I got sucked in. Oops. Okay, so here's the question. If you had the ability to grant others any kind of power, A, would you use your powers for good or evil? And then what kind of powers would you give people? And then, of course, lastly, why would you do that?
Man, that's tough. Put me on the spot here.
Yeah, well.
First question, can I ask you a question to counter that?
Sure.
Define good and evil.
I'm saying literally in the world of superheroes where you have evil or good, the end. No real middle ground. I guess you could give people powers that create anti-heroes, i.e. your Deadpools or your Punishers. But okay, so we'll start with the first part of the question. Would you give them good powers? Would you be giving them evil powers, or use your powers to make them evil or be evil?
I would say, just me being me, can use it for good.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
a good guy. And then my next question, obviously, what kind of powers would you grant people? Off the top of your head, let's just say you can give me, Shuddy, and Tim each one power, a good power. What would you give us?
What would I give you guys? All right. Man, that is putting me on the spot here, buddy. You know what? Let's go with this. I would like to give everybody the ability, and I'm going to get really like deep and philosophical here.
Do it.
'Cause this is just kind of who I am. I would like everybody to have the ability to be able to live one day in the other person's shoes, like completely live that day in someone else's shoes.
Okay.
Right? Like be able to, like body jumping more or less, like jump into take their psyche and swap it with somebody else's body, you know, a la Freaky Friday, that kind of shit, and live a whole day as somebody else as they choose. The reason I want that is because I think with that ability, you're able to see life through different perspectives. Reality is all about perception and your perspective in life, and I think that'd be really cool for people to go around and see life through different eyes. If you're somebody who, you know, was born a rich kid and had everything handed to you and spoon-fed to you, you live the life of somebody that doesn't have that opportunity, you're going to get a different view of the world and vice versa. So hopefully that creates better understanding. Now, obviously, I see you giving me that look. What's going to happen here is there will be people take advantage of that and use it for bad, because people inherently are assholes. And this is the way things are. It's not a perfect world, obviously, but what can we do?
Okay, yeah, I was just going to say, because you said the whole, if you could live a day in the life of a rich kid. Yeah, of course. If I live a day in the life of a rich kid, I'm using that for my own personal gain, most likely. I'm not even going to pretend there. That's where I'm kind of anti-hero in that respect.
Yeah.
Now, to understand where other people are and how they live, and people who are less fortunate or what have you, in that respect, I would definitely love that, just to learn how to appreciate people even more.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what people have been through. You could walk into a fucking restaurant and some guy, you know, somebody behind the counter at McDonald's. I know you don't eat McDonald's,
Fuck
Mr.
no.
Six
Fuck
Pack.
no.
But you could walk into McDonald's and the person behind the counter could be absolutely shitty to you, and you think, fuck you, why are you like that? But then you body jump and you find out that there's all this terrible shit that's just weighing on their soul. And it's just like, you know, it just opens the gate. Because
assumptions are the mother of all fuck-ups, and people just assume things about everybody else, and miscommunication happens, and that's where shit hits the fan.
Exactly. So, okay, we know you'd try to use your powers for good. You'd allow us all to body jump.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And you told us why. So you've answered the question of the week. Thank you, Cody. That was a great answer. Now we'll move down the line to Tim. You've had some time to think about this, so I'm going to let you riff
you've
a
had
little
more
bit.
time than I did there, buddy. So,
Well, as we know, with great power comes great responsibility. So it would be an even greater responsibility to assign those powers to someone.
I agree with that.
mm-hmm.
So I would have to be extremely comfortable with that person to give them anything.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm keeping it all for myself.
Awesome. So now, like I asked Cody, you can assign me, Cody, and Shuddy a power. And they don't have to be, it could be all different powers. It could be the same power like Cody did. What would you assign us? Why would you assign those things?
Well, being that we are friends that live such a great distance apart, I would definitely give you guys teleportation.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shuddy, that would be awesome, right?
Hell yeah.
Just like, oh, I bamfed into your living room. What's up? Let's drink a Four Loko. Bamf back home. Bamf into California. Let's go get something from the... Oh, wait. Anyways. Allegedly, people. Let's be thrifty here. Anyways. So, I like your answer too, Tim. Definitely. So now we're going to ask the man. The co-host with the most.
Oh, Jesus.
Shuddy boy. Brother, what do you think, man? Same question. You use your power for good or evil. What kind of powers do you give people and why? And then, obviously, the same thing, giving the three of us in this room powers.
This wasn't the way the question was worded in the rundown I was sent. I was not prepared for all of this.
How did I
Neither were
word
we.
it?
It just says, if you can give anyone superpowers, good or evil, what kind of powers?
Oh, yeah, cool, because remember,
You know, so
a few weeks...
shorthand is not always better.
True. Well, I think, when was this exactly? Wednesday at 6:10 p.m. I sent you I want to start a final question segment.
Oh, I didn't read that one.
Of course you
Somehow
didn't.
I missed that one. Oh, yep. I do see it now. That was
Right.
immediately followed up with, does Friday evening work for you?
Oh, yeah, because we were trying to make sure that the four of us could get on together, because I really was hoping that was going to work out. And
Yeah.
with the way that MSPH and everything's going on with those guys, I didn't want to interfere with when they record, and I wanted to make sure that you guys were still going to be here, and that it worked for everybody. So, yeah, we were talking about that. But now that I've stalled for you for a few seconds here, sir, go ahead and give us your insight.
I would use the power for good, I think. I hope. Now I'm trying to stall. I really like the teleportation one.
Yeah, teleportation's just...
That's not a very fair one for him to steal. But then, on the flip side, super speed could also be used for the same.
Oh man, if you granted me the power of super speed, I would cook you dinner every night and run it to your ass.
Dude,
not
how much fun would it be just to decide to take off for a day or two and just run around the country with everybody?
That would be fucking
Pretty
pimp.
sweet.
Like,
Or
okay,
run across the ocean, because the Flash can do that.
man, ultimately you could travel wherever you wanted on Earth
It's true.
with no
It
limitation.
would be like 8 o'clock at night, and I'd be like, hey, Nate, what do you want to do? And you're like, I don't know. I'm like, how about we go to Amsterdam?
Yes, so there. It's like, after that, what do you want to do? Well, let's go to China. I don't care.
Race you to the Great Wall.
Race you across the Great Wall.
And unlike teleportation, that opens the possibility of time travel.
It does. He's right.
Bingo. Well, as we've learned in The Flash, and with The Flash, that also opens up the possibility for time travel.
Do you think they use the treadmill more in Season 2?
Oh yeah, they have to. I mean, like we were talking about in the Fastest Man Alive episode that me, you, and Zeke did, man. It was in so many fucking scenes in that season, and they didn't use it for fucking anything. And maybe Jay Garrick is the guy that unlocks that for Barry. He's like, you've got this treadmill. Why don't you learn how to fucking use it, you idiot? You know? Which that's going to be another interesting dynamic. The Jay Garrick, Barry Allen on TV dynamic, you know? A lot of people have waited a really long time to see that, you know? So we know why Shuddy would use those, so I guess I get to...
Do you know who's playing Jay Garrick?
Yeah, fucking guy. I can't... Tyler something, right? Or maybe? I feel like that's right. You're gonna have it before I do, because my phone's shitty as fuck.
I'm looking. Looking.
All right. Well, since you guys threw it back to this topic, then I have a question to pose.
Okay.
With the dust up of the Fantastic Four, the African American Johnny Storm, how do you feel about an African American Wally West?
Alright, so I'm going to say this very straight up. I think it's a really smart move. I think it's super cool and different. Obviously, they're drawing direct inspiration from the New 52 Wally West. I am hoping, because man, let me tell you what, I don't know about you guys, but one of my like ultimate favorite things about all superhero movies or TV shows is seeing reality of their suits. And the silver and red Wally West suit from New 52, if that shows up on the Flash, will look so fucking awesome. I absolutely cannot wait. And he may end up with the powers at like the last episode. We may just see a normal Wally West throughout the season, until the end. But I'm not sure. Shuddy, did you find who's playing Jay Garrick?
Teddy Sears.
Teddy Sears, I knew that. I don't remember what he's from, but I do remember
nothing that I have seen. TV movies.
Well, I trust though the guys over at CW. They know how to cast.
He was in America Horror Story.
Oh, America Horror boring. Okay.
Thank you.
I only on a recommendation we watched the first season. Sarah and I did, and oh my god, it put me to sleep.
I didn't like the first season. Didn't see the second or third. Saw most of the last one. It was pretty good, but
what was the last one? Was
Freak
that
Show.
Freak Show?
Yeah, Freak Show.
With Twisty the Clown. Everybody was talking about that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So you guys have allowed me to stall. Now I'm going to talk about my answer for the final question of the week.
All right.
And honestly, I mean, let's just be real. If I had the ability to grant anyone superpowers, and they can use them for however, or I can, see how someone is, I would be very down the middle. Almost, like I said, almost anti-hero. The people that I don't like, that I fucking can't stand, I would give them powers that fucking suck. Like every time they sneeze, they time travel 5 years in the past. Like something stupid like that. Or, the people that I really like you guys. Okay, so Cody, okay? Yeah. I would give you the ability to never have to work out again. Your body would just stay perfectly fit always.
But I really like working out.
But you could eat all the food you want. You could be a total food junkie, and you wouldn't have to do any exercise.
Okay, but if I did work out, could I still put on more muscle? Or am I just
totally.
stuck at that
No, well...
Rather than having the time to watch The Flash and The Arrow,
see, that's what I'm saying.
Still work out.
He's like, listen, I don't have to work out. Let me still work out.
Listen, I'm not a man of many vices, but being addicted to working out is one of them. So I gotta have that. That's less for my physical and more for my mental game than anything else, honestly.
So I would grant Shuddy the ability to, anytime he feels fit, when he snaps his fingers, the person he's thinking about, their mouth becomes instantly shut and cannot open until he snaps his fingers again.
Nice.
So he could shut people right the fuck up right away. No questions.
That might completely change the dynamic of Mad Scientist Party Hour.
I didn't say it.
I said it. This is Tim.
But that is exactly what I was thinking.
Oh,
awesome. It's like I know who I would use that power on immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And
as do we.
I think, I mean, Tim, it's hard for me because part of me wants to go, man, I would give him teleportation, just like you said. That's brilliant. You can always be around me. However, I think I would give you like super strength just to be completely off the game. That way, anything comes your way, you can stop it. You don't have to even worry. Like, you've got this on lock, Or maybe I do give you super speed and make you super fucking fast so you can go wherever you want, whenever you want. But that freedom also comes at a cost. So then my question I pose back to you guys is, of all the powers that we were giving each other today, if you were given any of those powers, would you use them for good? Would you end up fighting crime if you became superhero worthy? Or would you just say, fuck it, I'm not going to try to be a vigilante and help people. I'm not going to try to be a bad guy and hurt people. I'm going to use these powers for my own gain, and that's it.
Well, it depends on the power, I guess. But for me, if it was either the teleportation or the super speed, because those seem to be the ones that are the most commonly talked about right now, I think I would use them for good, obviously. I wouldn't, use them for evil purposes or something like that. But I don't think I would necessarily go out of my way to be a vigilante, simply because that shit gets really complicated in a hurry, when you're trying to interfere with that kind of stuff, and shit happens. And I think I would use it when I knew I could. If it affects somebody like one of you guys, or family, or a friend, or somebody that I knew I could help and not have to risk, possibly getting in some deep shit, I would do it that way.
He's trying to tell everybody he would not be the Quad City Nightcrawler.
No,
He
I would not.
be the Quad City Nightcrawler. Tim, what about you? If you had any of these powers that we talked about, you don't have, whichever one you choose.
Well, I think the teleportation would simply be out of selfish wants and desires.
Yeah.
Although if I were in a situation to use it to help somebody out, I'm sure that I would.
I mean, you're the guy that has a kit in your car to help people alongside the road. I mean, you helped us today
Sure.
by putting some air in our tire.
Sure.
So, I mean...
Yeah, at the same time, being a husband and father, I wouldn't want to expose myself, put myself in a situation such as a Peter Parker, where they become targets. So anything I would do, I would try to do on the sly.
Okay.
That's where I was going with it too, because I mean, it's not that shit gets complicated. Because it's not just you involved; it's sometimes the people around you that can get involved in that shit.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Look at Mary Jane Watson. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Shuddy, what about you? Any of these powers? I'm guessing you're going to use them for good, but you could prove me wrong.
I would go with the super speed, and I would probably use it for as much good as would happen along my way of using it for personal gain.
See, that's kind of where I'm at. If I was given super speed, man. I mean, super speed or teleportation, here's the one thing that my mind always goes to when mainly those two superpowers are brought up. It's like, oh, you mean I can sleep into the last fucking possible minute and get to work on time? Fuck yeah. I don't care about anything else.
You are so fucking lazy. I swear to God.
I like resting, man. Sleep is good.
It is.
I just
See,
like sleep.
Sleep is good. That's why I go to bed at like 10:30 every night. It's awesome.
Cody's 23 going on 90.
It's true. I am. I fully own that.
All right, guys. Well, is there anything anybody else wants to say, discuss, talk about before we've closed this episode? It's been pretty fucking awesome. We've been very on point, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts? Anybody have anything? Shuddy, you got anything, bro?
Nope, I'm good, dude.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do our plug rundown at the end here. Obviously, check out Journey into Comics on iTunes. Just search Journey into Comics. You can subscribe to us, give us a 5-star rating. That'll be awesome. Or you can go to journeyintocomics.podbean.com. That's where you can actually get the episodes. And according to a few of our listeners, it seems that's the place where you can control the volume of the episodes better. I don't know if there's any validity to that, but that's what I've been told. You can check us out on Instagram at Journey into Comics. Journey into Comics podcast on Facebook. Just search Journey into Comics, or you can go to facebook.com/Journey into Comics. JIC podcast on Twitter and Periscope. You can find me at Draxus_Rocker.
I'm at Shuddy Boy.
At Triple D.
At not doing social media.
Okay, fair enough. All right. And make sure to check out Shuddy's... Oh, hey! We totally brushed over this, dude.
Let's hold on to it. I want to brainstorm for it.
Okay, fine. We're holding on to an idea, okay? That's all I can say. But make sure to check out Shuddy's online comic book store, Red K Comics. You're constantly putting new stuff on the site, I do believe.
As much as the real world will allow.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow I'm devoting my day to new inventory as much as I can.
All right. Well, folks, until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Shuddy Boy.
Cody.
Tim.
And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for checking it out.